Hey Nibble, you down here already, huh? Yeah, that helps a little bit that we lit them up down there, right? Now that they can see you play. Hi everyone, how we doing? Another Sunday. Kind of a day we're supposed to be getting some rain today, so I don't know, let's see what happens. It looks like it's supposed to rain now for the next week or so, so you know how much I like that. Both the cats are already down here making their presence known. Yeah, it's in the mid 80s here too, I think. It's just, yeah, we're getting into summer here, and it's definitely starting to, feel like that. But we're supposed to be getting some rain over the next week. A lot of rain, actually. It's like 80% for the next few days. So, that's going to be nice to have a couple days off of work and, just be able to sit home and enjoy the rain. Decided to put a light down there so you can see them when they're coming in being moochies. Now, Bike gets one too, Nibble. Come on, man, you got to get up on your feet too. There you go. Almost. Yeah, you tried. I know it's a lot of work to get all that lard up on 2 feet, isn't it? Nibbles. Is that your name now? Are you Nibbles? Huh? So what's everyone doing today? Keeping yourself busy on this Memorial Day weekend? I was talking to a friend at work who all this past week has been talking about how she was going to take Saturday off, and they were going to go down to Galveston and spend the weekend at the beach. And well, it's all rainy down there, so I don't know how good of a weekend it's going to be, but I don't know. That happens. Good day to just sit inside and watch the rain, although it isn't raining yet. There is some kind of like activity in the area, so we'll see what happens. Cleaning the house, yeah. Well, I probably should be doing that too, but figure I'm going to be out of here soon, and I'll clean it then. So you got a honeydew list for him, huh? Oh man, I guess I don't really miss honeydew lists. Yeah, maybe that's why I've never gotten married. Why are you swatting yourself in the face with your tail, huh? Huh? How's the house hunting going? Well, I'm still waiting to hear from the realtor. As you know, I contacted the realtor who sold my house, and it turns out that her company recently just merged with another company who's more national now. So she's going to be able to recommend me, to recommend someone for me. And I got a text message from her a couple of days ago saying that I should hear from her contact within 24 hours. Well, it's been like 3 days now, so I don't know. I did reply back and say that I was working through Saturday, so maybe she interpreted that to mean that I wasn't going to be able to do anything until like today. At which point today would be the first day to contact me. So I don't know. Haven't heard anything yet, but like I said, we're ready to go. How's my mom? My mom's doing good. I mean, she's still trapped in her apartment, but she's keeping busy reading books and stuff like that. She's turned off the TV, which is a good thing. I've been trying to get her to do that for a long time, and she's got some of these adult coloring books, which are she's kind of been a fan of for a while, and she's been doing a little of that. So it's good stuff to keep her occupied. She's doing well. 3:45 in Australia, or 3:54. Man, I'm dyslexic today. Thanks for being up that late. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. There are a few houses in the area that have swimming pools. It isn't a high priority. I guess if it isn't something that's going to be on my list. If the house that I find ends up having one, all the better. But it probably would be fun to have. I love being in a swimming pool. So, if the house has one, I'll go with it. And there are a few of them around here, but it would be nice in the summer when it gets really hot to go out. Especially in the evening. Get home some night and just kind of hang out in the pool for a while. I'd have to get some sort of a pool cover though. The pool there's a pool in the apartment complex here, and whenever it's windy, and that's like always, all the garbage from the trees gets end up in the pool, and you end up with leaves in the pool, and the pool's always a mess because of that. And so if I got a pool, I'd have to have like a pool cover or something like that to prevent that kind of stuff. Now they got those pool covers that kind of sit right on the water surface, and then you use like the solar energy from the sun to keep the water warm. That's actually probably would probably work really well here in Texas because we got a lot of sun in the summer. Yeah, pool in Texas. You're right. There would be the maintenance, but I'd probably hire somebody to do that. I don't know anything about that, and you know, seeing how well I was able to control the biology in that fish pond I had in California. It's like I'd probably want to just leave it to an expert. I don't know enough about it to do it right, and I'd either underdo it or overdo it with the chemicals, and I'd come out with burning the skin and white hair. It would be like JR Ewing, huh? Yeah, well, I guess JR had a pool, but I don't live in Dallas though, so yeah, get solar for the pool. That would probably be good for that. I mean, I've been thinking about getting like solar to power the air conditioning too, because that's going to be the big expensive part about having a house is having to keep the AC on, and the time when it's the hottest is when the sun is out. So if you get the sun to power the air conditioning unit, then that's a good way to do that. Yeah, the Baylor vlogs are fun. It's a fun campus to walk around on, and like I said, I was really surprised that there were so few people there that day. But that's still the whole lockdown thing. I think Baylor is one of those schools that shut down for the year. So I just saw maybe 50 people in the entire time they were there, and there was a lot of like groups. And then when I was over actually at that monument to the students, there were a couple of families that were out there with small kids, and they were just kind of enjoying the area. Yeah, I definitely love having a pool. It would be nice. Like I said, it isn't high on my priority list, but if the house has one, you know what, so be it. If not, I could always go buy like a doughboy pool or something like that. My friend Matt, who does the Island Horizon videos, had a doughboy pool in his backyard when he lived when he lived in California. So I'm gonna say here because I'm not there anymore. So when he lived there in California, he lived in a place called Bellflower, and we had a lot of fun in that pool. Hi DNA, yeah, good, but even Bite said hello. Wow. I hear Nibble too. Yeah, there's the Bite man. Nibble's bouncing around here somewhere too. I actually made it a point of lighting up this area over there now, so when I shine the camera at him, you can actually see him. I think it's a little overlit, but I don't know. Here comes Nibble. There goes Nibble. Here she comes back again because she wants her kitty treats, doesn't she? You think I don't feed you or anything? You gotta be a little bit more aggressive with that. Come on, it's not gonna eat itself. One for you. Maybe you knocked that one out of my hands. That's your own fault. Come on. There's one for you. Another one for you. Come on. Wrong finger. There you go. Ouch. That's it. The kitty treat's in when someone leaves or when someone bites me. That's how it happens. All right, what did I miss here? It's cat speak for gimme treats. Well, yeah, pretty much. That's the way it is with them. Any rain lately? Yeah, we're supposed to have some rain blowing shortly here. It might actually even happen while we're doing the live stream. I'm looking at it. It's kind of in the area. It doesn't look like a real strong storm, but we're supposed to have like 80% rain now for the next almost a week. So that'll be cool. I'll never be malnourished. That's true. Even if I stop feeding them now, they probably got enough fat reserves to go the rest of their life. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, yeah, they're my beautiful babies. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Oh, Jeff changed the name of his channel. I don't know. I thought kids smoking in the backyard was funny, but cooking with the kid, that's cool too. Probably a little easier to remember. Although I do think the other one was really clever. because it kind of gave a different idea of what it was all about. But that's cool. Yeah, that's the main reason for the change. Easy to remember. Yeah, yeah, that is. I mean, I'll agree with that. Cooking with the kid, and that's clever too. Too bad your name isn't Billy, right? You like cooking with a kid? Which is your favorite? Cooking with a kid or kid smoking in the backyard? Yeah, that's what you say to everything. You're like Groot. Jordan's okay. Jordan signed off on it. Well, there you go. There's your seal of approval right there. Meow, meow, meow. What are you staring at me for, huh? See if we can get you to stick your head in the kitty jar. I know you'll do that. Yeah, he's going for it. He's going for it. There he goes. And oh, he's trying to reach one. It's a little far down there. There he got one, I think. And take it. Yeah, take it and run away and eat it. Yeah, he ran away. There they are. I keep moving that toy into the field of view, and then it comes alive and it goes back into the corner here. Let me go find it. Oh, it's way over here. Let's see if we can get them to trigger that. Oh, I just triggered it. See, that's the point. It ends up moving around like that, and then it walks its way into a corner, and then it's gone. Oh well. I guess it just isn't meant to be. Yeah, but VNA says don't get your fat head stuck in the jar. Bite has taught Nibble his bad habit because she bites me sometimes now too. Because they get to the point where they think they have to like lunge at it, and that isn't really necessary. It's just right there. And unfortunately, when they lunge at it, I don't know, maybe in their old age, their depth perception isn't quite what it used to be, and they overshoot and end up chomping onto my finger. Yeah, we're glad you stepped in, Jeff. That's very cool. Yeah, I like the new channel name. Anyone I know I do this like almost every week now, but anyone who hasn't checked out Jeff's channel, he's got like a smoker and he does barbecue stuff in the backyard, and they're really good. I can't wait to get he's inspired me. I'm gonna probably get a barbecue when I get a house, and I'll copy some of that stuff, see how good it really is, because I love good barbecue. And a smoker is kind of the big thing you got to have with that. Like I said, I want to fix up my barbecue too. It's probably one of those things that most people would just throw it away and get a new one. But you know what? It isn't that bad. All I need to do is just replace some stuff. And, I can make it as good as new. Because the main part of the barbecue is fine. It's just I've used it so much that the burner The little burner part is just literally, just rusted out. And so I just got to replace that. And you can just buy replacement stuff like that. I know I've done that. I've done that a few times with this barbecue. You can just go online and say, I have this model barbecue and I need a new drip pan, I need a new burner. And a lot of that stuff is just like at Home Depot. Since everybody's away here, it gets way overlit over there. It's a little different lighting over there for the cats. And so when I aim at it, the color on the image changes, and so I end up being a lot darker when the lighting is different than the lighting balance is different and all that. So you should meet up with Adam the Woo. Why? Where's Adam the Woo? I don't know where he is. How's Flash? Flash, Beth sent me a picture a couple days ago of her. Flash is doing great. Beth tells me that she's going to be sad to have to give up Flash because she likes being able to look out her kitchen window and see Flash kind of walking around in her backyard. So just playing it forward, Jeff. What's Jeff's channel? Jeff's channel is called Cooking with the Kid, and kid is spelled Kidd. So just go look, search that. In fact, the posting right underneath you is his. That's it, Cooking with the Kid. You got to be able to just click on his name right there. It should take you right to his channel. Go subscribe to him. It's a cool channel. How much does Flash weigh? That's a good question. I'm not really sure. I've never put her on a scale. I mean, she's not much. She's probably, a couple pounds. Oh, there goes Bite again, going for the kitty treats. Hoping I don't know. I got my head turned to him so he doesn't think I'm aware of it. But I'm sitting here watching him on camera. Little thief. Are you a thief? Huh? Stealing kitty treats and you think nobody's watching? And then doing it even when I am watching? Okay, that's enough. You're fat enough. You've gotten so used to cooking now that you don't go out and eat much. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm eating out more now than I ever have, or at least have in a long time, because when I was at home, I just almost every night I'd cook on the barbecue. It's just that's part of the reason why the barbecue needs so much work is because I've used it so much. Just literally, I'm almost used it up. But like I said, the main part of the barbecue is in good shape. I need a new burner, a new drip pan, and a new igniter system. And that's not hard. Those are all things that the burner and the igniter system. I can get that at Home Depot, and the drip pan I can get that online. So can Flash handle Texas winters with so many years in California? I have considered the fact that I may have to bring her in at certain times. But what I'm going to do is, I'll do like what I did in California. She's actually going to have two houses she can use. I always called them her summer and her winter house. And the winter house was always up real close to my house, so that it kind of kept and under the patio cover, so it kind of shielded her from all of the real extremes of the weather. And then the summer house was out in the yard, and she could use that whenever she wanted. But she always hibernated in the winter house. So probably do that. May end up having to bring her in from time to time to protect her from the cold. My friend, an old family friend who I saw for the first time at my dad's funeral, um, was talking to her talking to me a little bit about her, and he was saying that when I get her there, I'm probably going to have to build her some sort of an underground um, cavern or hutch or something like that, because she'll need some place to go that's cool to escape the heat. He was more concerned, I think, about the heat than the cold. The truth is, gopher tortoises are kind of native to this area anyway. So you're here all the way to like to the south. Should have asked for a belly rub for Bite when he was up and moving. Oh, he'll be back, I'm sure. I mean, Nibble's down right now. I'm looking at her. She's right over here. I don't know where Bite is. Oh, I see Bite. Yeah, Bite's just over there hiding behind the cat tree. Aren't you, Bite? Hey, Bite. That's how you get his attention. That or open up a can of tuna, right? So since he doesn't want to perform right now, we'll just you'll just have to settle for just me. Yeah, I can't wait to see Flash again too. I miss her. It's good seeing pictures of her. I know she's in good hands. I just know that when I get her too, her face is going to be stained red from all the strawberries that Beth is feeding her. Yeah, I'm convinced that Flash is older than me, probably 10 or 15 years older than me. How old is Flash? I'm not sure exactly, but what as you know, with like a tree, if you cut down a tree and you look at the rings, you can tell how old the tree is. Well, the little segments on her shell are like that too. She grows a new segment of the shell or a new layer on each segment of the shell every year, and so you can count those layers and determine how old she is. And I did that, probably 15 years ago. And I think at the time I determined she was like 50 or 55. So I don't know. I'll have to do that again at some point. Maybe I could do a vlog about that. How old is Flash? Because basically all I did was just I got her shell wet and I shot a photo of it with a digital camera and then put it on the computer, blew it way up so I could see it really clearly and just, counted the lines. And digital cameras are a lot better now than they were. How did I adopt her? That was a kind of a funny story too. I've had her for probably 30 or 35 years. And it was one day, I was still living at home with my parents at the time. And my mom would get up in the morning to go to work, and I didn't have to get up as early because my job started a little later in the day. And so I was sleeping in one morning, and my mom came into my room and said, "There's a tortoise out in front." And apparently it was just kind of hanging out, just walking down the street. Apparently, it had gotten out of somebody's yard. Nobody ever put any signs up about her, though. So we never figured out where she came from. We just adopted her and had her ever since. What's the next vlog about? Honestly, I don't know yet because I haven't shot it. Yeah, I got to put one. I got to shoot one after we get done with this live stream. I don't even know what it's going to be. So I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. I don't even know at the moment. Hi, Nibble. Nibble's kind of here. We'll see if we can coax her into the shot. Yep, here she comes, and here comes the Bite, and there goes the Nibble, and Come on, this one's for Nibble. Nibble. Fooled you. Yeah, see, that's the problem. You bite will try and go grab them both. And sometimes he'll like intimidate Nibble, make her drop it. Every once in a while, I give him like ham or something like that. But bite is very easy to fool. See what I mean? You stand up to Nibble? Huh? There we go. Okay, that's it for a while. You're fat enough. So what did I miss here? Yeah, 35 years with us, and that's only been half of her life, we think. Did the phone company return to properly fix the phone line? Well, they returned, but I don't know if I'd call it properly. They didn't repair the damage to the building or reconnect the wire to the building. All they did is hung the wire on another wire that was already there, and so basically now you have all that weight riding on another piece of that fascia plus the weight of the other wire. So it's just going to happen again. Yeah, yeah. Bite and Nibble are kind of both coming out now. They know that the kitty treats are down here, and they both kind of participate in the live streams a little bit. Don't you? Don't you, Nibble? Nibble's like right here. If I turn the computers to run away, so you just have to take my word for it. How long can a turtle live? Well, those big giant Galapagos turtles can live for hundreds of years. I guess Flash could probably live to be 100, 80 or 100. I don't know. Apparently, they live longer in captivity than they do in the wild. And that makes sense. They're safe. There's everything they need. There's plenty of food. Yeah, I really like going out and seeing the flowers too. That's one of the things I really like about Texas. Texas is so beautiful with all the wildflowers. They're just everywhere. I mean, you would be walking down the street and they're on somebody's front lawn. It was it was sad too because I had a neighbor. Well, there was a house a couple blocks away where the whole yard, had kind of gotten a little overgrown, and the wildflowers had taken over. It was beautiful at that time, and I remember one day I went out there, and there was a guy out in front with a lawnmower. I went by a couple hours later, and he'd cut all of that down. But that's just Texas for you. They're everywhere. In fact, I may do some of that, with my house, is put some wildflowers out there because I love that. Could you imagine having a backyard that's like maybe an acre or so of property and looking out the back window and just seeing all of it covered with wildflowers? That'd be amazing. And Flash would love that. Oh man, would she love that? See, that's one of the things I got to figure out too when I get her out here is I got to have something in the backyard that she'll eat. It was never a problem in California because most of the backyard was grass, and she'll eat that. And then I had a few other things. I had some like I had a plant that was it was something in the succulent family and she loved the leaves on that thing. In fact, it was a really slow growing plant, And if I let her to it, she would have just eaten it down to the ground. So I actually had to like put barricades around it to keep her out, so she could only eat the stuff that had grown outside of the barricade. And she kind of kept it, within the bounds of the within the bounds of the bed there, because she would eat everything that she could get at. Have I viewed any houses that you look at that you took a second look at? No, because basically so far the ones I've been to are just more about finding out what the market was about. Now it's possible that the realtor, may take me to some of the houses that we've already looked at, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to them. Like I said, most of them I thought needed a lot of work, and it was one of those, and I'm not against putting in a lot of work. What I'm thinking about doing now is leaving a little bit of the house money in the account and using that for like renovations. Then if I can't get the perfect house, I can maybe make it the perfect house. You like my shirt? You like my Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirt, huh? Yeah, I got a few of those, so they end up in the repertoire a lot. What I've got is I've got a list of things that I want in a house, and I've actually written it down because I know the realtor is going to want that at some point. And there were two or three of the things that are on my list that I put like a little asterisk next to, and I said I might be willing to, negotiate on that for a lower price. One of the things is, maybe not the perfect kitchen, because I could, renovate and make it the perfect kitchen. I want a gas range in the kitchen. If it has an electric range, I might be willing to negotiate on that because, if it's got a gas footing there, or a gas hookup there, then I could, just replace the electric range with a gas range. Bathroom also, if I can renovate a bathroom and make it into a better one, that's sort of what this is all about. So I'm kind of trying to leave a nice chunk of cash for that. We got one of the stars in the show here. The other one's just sitting right down there staring at me, waiting for me to start dishing the kitty treats again. Am I going to do any cooking vlogs? Yeah, probably. I don't know when. Might be a cooking vlog tonight. I don't know what tonight's vlog is going to be yet. I guess it depends on what the weather is. Because if it starts raining, then I kind of have to do something inside. Yeah, you're checking to see if the treat lid is off, aren't you? Let him do his thing here. That's one of the things I want is a house that's a single story. I had a 2-story house in California, and I'm just kind of getting to the point now where I'm probably a little bit too old to be climbing stairs all the time. And if I'm going to have my mom come and visit, she's not going to be able to do stairs at all. So if I can get out of having stairs, then that's fine. I'm past that point in my life, I think. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Tip it over. Use his paw to reach in there and grab it. Okay, Bite. Okay, Nibble, you get a couple too because Bite had a few. Nibble, come on, girl. Everybody wants to see you. There's one for Nibble. There's another one for Nibble. What, you think you deserved one after that stunt with the head in the jar? Huh? Is that it? You think you deserve one? You almost took half my hand with that. That was crazy. There's not anything there. You're just biting my fingers now. It's one thing when you're biting the hand that feeds you. It's quite another when you're just biting the hand. Here's one for Nibble. And then she drops it. You're gonna bite my finger, huh? Is that it? Huh? You gonna bite my finger? Is that the kitty version of pull my finger? Huh? Bite the finger? Yeah, I know. Avoid the double wide. Yeah, you're right. I don't want anything to do with those. I may not be old, but I'm old enough to the point where I shouldn't be climbing stairs all the time now. It isn't a problem yet. I wanted to cease being a problem before it becomes a problem. Yeah, Bite is definitely stealing the stash. That's him. Hey, Epic Paul, how are you? Yeah, Bite's a barrel ass. Actually, they both are. They both kind of keep me entertained. Epic Paul wants me to do an interview on his blog. I don't know. What do you think? Should I do that? Could be kind of fun. Must be something really good on those treats. Yeah, I think it's just that it's food. Because these cats are the least picky cats in terms of food. In terms of food that there is. When Jordan was here, back in January, he bought a bag of dog food for Jaw, and actually, I had it sitting on the ground, and Bite actually bit a hole in it and was eating the dog food. And, you don't usually hear about cats eating dog food. Cats are usually really finicky eaters. Yeah, they're both cute cats. They're my friends. They're my buddies. When I first got him, my mom said she didn't like Bite's face, but I don't know. I don't look at his face. I just like him. He's my buddy. You don't need TV when you have cats. Hey, that's kind of true. I mean, I do have TV here, but the truth is, I haven't had the television on, more than a few times in the entire year I've been here. Okay, Bite's going to hide now. So let's go back to full color. Yeah, I've heard of dogs eating cat food because dogs will eat anything. Dogs will eat their own poo. But cats are usually more finicky eaters, and they always say they have to make cat food more flavorful just to get the cats to eat it. But yeah, not my cats. I guess when you start your life out eating bugs, everything else is a step forward. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's got a cool face. He's my buddy. Is Jordan going to visit me soon? I don't know. We haven't talked about it. I wouldn't rule out the possibility that he might come visit once I get a house. Any story about the teddy bear behind you? Yeah, the teddy bear was a gift from a friend of mine who I used to work with, and we worked together in the CD world. And she was really creative, and one year she made everyone teddy bears, and this is the one she made for me. And she knew I was like into astronomy, so she found like astronomy themed fabric, with planets and stars and stuff like that on it. And she made that for me, and he's just kind of been co-host of the vlog ever since. and it's kind of cool too. I haven't tried it in a long time. Maybe I should, because I keep talking about it every time somebody asks about the every time somebody asks about the teddy bear. I pinpoint this out, but I haven't actually tried it again for a while. But apparently the light colors in the fabric glow in the dark. So you charge it up and then turn the lights out, and they glow. There's no reason probably that it shouldn't work, because he's never gone through the washer or anything. So he should be, it's not like I washed it off or anything. Probably should still work. They haven't missed a meal in a long time. That's for true. That's for sure. Any progress on the house hunting? I am still waiting to make contact with a realtor. I made contact with my realtor, the woman who sold my house in California, and turns out her company just got recently, merged with another company, got bought out by another company or something like that. And now the company she works for is nationwide. And so she was going to contact somebody in the Waco area to maybe help me figure out what's going on. But I haven't heard from that person yet. So I don't know. I'll probably give her another day or so, and then I'll call my realtor back and say, hey, I never got anything from anyone. What's going on with that? Yeah, it's like Build a Bear. You're right. It's like Build a Bear, but she handmade that. She made it herself. I mean, the eyes are just glued on. She got some like a little bear nose thing. Even looks like a bear nose. The bow, the whole thing. Yeah, in fact, you can see that's the seam right there, because that's where she closed it up at the end. Because usually with something like this, you make it you make it inside out, and then you wrap it inside out, so all the stitching is on the inside. So anyway, yeah, I don't even think she knows that he's turned into an internet star here, but that's okay. Have I decided about the design of the T-shirt? I have two designs. There's the one that you've already seen. That's the me with the doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre through the pods thing, through the pods block. You've already seen that one, and then there's another one I'm kind of working on. Kind of, it's right now it's in my head, and I kind of have an idea what it looks like. And I think what I want to do is at least get the artwork produced, and then what I'll do is I'll show you both and let you vote on which one you want. And even if we vote on one over the other, it doesn't mean that we might not go back and do the other one at some other point. But just be a matter of which one do we start with. Any chance of Jordan moving to Texas? I don't think so. He didn't really seem to like it here. I mean, there's a lot of cool history around here that he found a lot of fun things to vlog about here, but I don't think he was really into this into here. But that's fine. He can come and visit and do some vlogging from time to time, and we'll do it that way. And if he goes somewhere else, then I'll go visit him there. What made me choose Waco as a new home? I knew I wanted to. I knew it well. I knew I had to get away from Disney. I knew I wanted to get out of California. I kind of figured I wanted to go to Texas. So that was kind of where I started. And about a year and a half ago, I went came to Texas here just to kind of look around and kind of try and figure out where I wanted to go. And one of the cities I visited was Waco, and I loved it. And we'll go from there. We went from there. I loved the feel of Waco. It seemed like it had good industry around here, a lot of good jobs, and so yeah, this is where I am. Jordan already has a new place in LA. I haven't heard that, but it does. You know, while he's in kind of a dump of an apartment like I am, um, you know, I kind of figured he wanted something different. So I don't know. Let's see. I'm just grateful that chasing my dreams actually paid off. I would really look like an idiot if I did all this and did a vlog and showed it and then just failed horribly. If not Waco, where was my second choice? I didn't really make a second choice because the second I got to Waco, um, I really loved it. What I did, look, I'll tell you the whole story, and I've told this a few times, but I'll tell it again because there's new people here. Um, I basically started looking at just a satellite map of the state, and I decided I wanted to be on the east side of the state versus the west side of the state because the east side of the state was more green, and the west side was more like desert. So um, at that point, you know, I basically drew the line down the half of the state and said everything on this side is where I want to be. And so I basically looked at Google Maps, just satellite maps of different cities in the area, and looked for areas that looked like they had good industry areas. And I looked at like Dallas and Fort Worth, and um, there's a state on the or the city on the east side of the state, just kind of over just close to the border of Louisiana, called Longview. And I looked at that, and I saw Waco, and those were the ones that really kind of appealed to me. I knew I didn't really want to do Dallas or Fort Worth because I kind of didn't want to be in the big city, but I thought, you know, I'd at least give it a chance. You know, maybe I'd get out in the suburbs a little bit and get away from the city and still do something. But in the end, I visited all those places. Didn't like Dallas or Fort Worth, and so I ruled that out immediately. If you recall, when I no, you won't recall because I wasn't blogging then, but there was a bit of a mix-up when I came to Texas the first time a year and a half ago to look at the state because my credit card had been damaged. The magnetic strip on the back had been partially worn away, and I arrived at like midnight and was trying to rent a car, and their card reader would not be able to read it. And they kept trying it, but because of the damaged strip, they couldn't read it. And so here I am trapped at the airport at midnight, and I can't get a car and can't do anything like that. They can't punch in the numbers manually off the card because they're not allowed to do that. And they didn't have a chip reader, so they couldn't do that. I couldn't go to the ATM and get cash, and so I couldn't do that. So what ended up happening is I actually ended up Ubering to my hotel that night, and then taking an Uber back to the airport the next day to get a car. And as I was going to back to the airport the next morning, the driver was kind of just one of those talkative people, and I told him what was going on, and he says, "Oh, you got to check out a little town outside of Dallas called Rockwall." He says that's kind of a nice place too, and so I said, "Okay, well, it's in the area." It was actually only like 10 or 15 minutes from where I was staying in the hotel, so I said, "Okay, I'll check that out." And I went there. I wasn't really impressed. It was kind of a new development. It looks like something that been built in the last 10 or 15 years. And it was really cookie cutter with no backyard. One of the things I really wanted was a nice backyard. So, you know, I ruled that out and I went over to Longview, and it was nice. And I guess, you know, if there was a second choice, it would have been Longview. But like I said, I got to Waco and I really like Waco. It had a kind of a small town feel to it. And you know, it's got a small town feel to it, but it's big enough where, you know, you have everything you need. And so it's like the perfect place for me. Jordan took Jaw to the new place, and Jaw ran around like crazy and loved it. It's much bigger. Well, it would have to be much bigger. It couldn't be much smaller. Jordan's place, I don't know. You've seen, you've seen every inch of that place because it's his bedroom, it's that little sink area, and it's a bathroom, and that's all he's got. So yeah, of course, Jaw's gonna love. Jaw used to love coming to my house because I had a decent sized backyard. And Jaw just loved to run around. In fact, I had two maple trees on either side of the yard. And it was funny because Jaw would do like figure eights around the trees. Yeah, well, Jordan's getting to the point now where he probably should move out of that place. He can afford better now. He's doing very well as a vlogger. So and he doesn't really spend his money on anything. He's only really started doing that a little bit with his guitar collection. And that's really the only thing I can think of that he really does for himself. Just something he wanted to. Yeah, well, I think Jordan will be a little bit more cautious about what he shows. He was talking a while back about buying a house, and he was saying that if he did, he wasn't even going to film there, not inside, not outside, nothing. It was just that was going to be his base of operation, and if he did a vlog, he'd go somewhere and do the vlog, and that was it. And you'd never even know what city it was in that he lived in. So I don't know if that's still the plan, but it's probably good advice. You know, yeah, I agree, Kevin. I think I picked well too. I love Waco. There really isn't anything here that I don't like about it. I mean, nothing serious. There's this irritating habit. There used to be this kind of irritating fad in California where people had like no mufflers or straight pipes on their cars, and they love it to drive up and down the street with their car making as much noise as it could. And that fad kind of burned out in California for the most part a few years ago, but it's still alive and kicking here in Texas, in Waco. All night long, you hear cars, going up and down the main drag out here and making a lot of noise. In fact, I was walking around. Was it last night or the night before? It might have been the night before. Just taking a little walk before I went to bed, and one of the shopping centers, they apparently that was where they were all meeting because the whole parking lot was filled up with cars. And the cars were driving around. They'd go out and get out on the road and make a lot of noise and come back and hang out there. That was clearly the hangout place. So yeah, well, Jaw loves everybody. So I mean, I don't know anybody that Jaw doesn't like. Jaw is just Jaw, and that's just who he is. So thanks, Michelle. Appreciate that. Well, you haven't missed a stream. We haven't even hit the halfway mark yet, so you didn't miss anything. You just weren't here from the beginning, and that's fine. Well, like I said, I don't know if Jordan's going to show any of his house, but I'll definitely show you mine. You're definitely going to see that. Yeah, and that might be the way to do it too. Just when I heard, it was a few months ago. I heard Jordan talking about not even filming at all in the house, but Yeah, maybe he will take that approach and just pick one room and make that his live stream room or something like that. I'm actually looking forward to hopefully having good enough Wi-Fi at my apartment or my new house that maybe I can go do a live stream out in the backyard. You know, find some kind of pretty place out there and just go out and do things. Have I gone again to the Chip and Joanna store? No, I haven't. No, just the one time. I kind of saw what I wanted to see. I mean, it might be interesting to go out there now because they were all kind of decked out for Christmas when I went there last time. But you feel that a house is better than an apartment for people and animals? Yeah. Well, it's also a good business investment too because you earn equity on it. You know if you own your house, you own something that in a pinch you could sell. You know, with a land, with rent, you're just making the landlord rich. You get nothing out of it except a place to live for a month. But there's so many other reasons too. Not having to share walls with my neighbors, that's going to be so nice. Uh, have not having to listen to the neighbors when they have a fight or something like that, or when the people who live in the next apartment here, where the stairway is up right here on this wall, and hearing them go up and down the stair all the time. Oh, I don't mind talking about Jordan. That's not a problem. I mean, there's things I'm not going to say. I'm not sure. I may know where it is he's considering going. He was talking about a place at one point. I don't know if it's still the same place, but you're not going to get that from me. Which of my vlogs has the most views? Day two of the JFK video, the one where I traced Oswald from when he left the Texas Book Depository until he ended up in the movie theater where he was arrested. That one went viral, a month or two ago, and that was the first video I ever had to go over 1,000 views, and it's over 2,000 views now. And then one of the other ones has like, I don't know, 700 or 800 views. So that's, that they're both doing what both of those. Those have been, all three of them been my among my best videos, my most popular videos. I'm hoping that at some point the Branch Davidian one will take off too. Neighbor right now has a party out in the garden, so loud the music, and they're all getting drunk. Sounds like a good party. Yeah, well, and that was sort of you're saying, yeah, you knew that would be the one. That was sort of Jordan's thing too. Jordan said, I needed a big video, and it was his idea that I go and do the JFK one, and it was good advice. So I'm glad I did that. I mean, I'm still small potatoes in terms of income from that, but it isn't really that big of a deal either. Now that I've got a job and I'm making good money, it's just okay. Yeah, here's a couple $100 from YouTube or whatever. Yeah, thank you, Ricky. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you watched, and yeah, rewatch if you want. And honestly, the one about a week or two after, I took all three of those JFK videos and turned them into one like 45-minute long one where it's all of them together. It's all together, and actually, it's it's funny because in the first video, that was the one where I went to the Texas Book Depository Museum, and I included footage in the original version of that video that showed the assassination, the Zapruder film, and the full assassination. And YouTube demonetized that because it was because they thought it was too disturbing or whatever, or not suitable for most advertisers, which is what they did. And then they also demonetized the third video, which is the one where I showed Lee Harvey Oswald being shot by Jack Ruby. And so I ended up taking both of those scenes out of the respective videos, but when I made the director's cut, the 45-minute one, I reinserted both of those scenes, and YouTube never demonetized that one. So, but yeah, definitely watch that one, because that's the director's cut is the one where it's everything that I wanted the original videos to be, and it's all cut together in one piece. So it's like one video where you watch the whole thing. I love my walk videos. Well, I might do one of those today if it doesn't rain. Right now I'm looking outside. It's looking like it could rain. Actually, let's see what the weather looks like. Yeah, we're kind of moving into it. We might get a little rain. Doesn't look like it's going to be much, but you can see that little dot right there. That's me in Waco. And you can see there's something coming in here. So we might get a little rain. But it doesn't look like it's going to rain much. Although, that's one of those storms that seems to kind of be growing right now. Where was I when the O.J. Simpson trial was on? I was working at the first CD factory at the time that happened. So I watched a lot of it on TV because in those days I was working like Tuesdays through Saturdays. It was weird because we needed my department to run 6 days a week, so Monday through Saturday, and and one 8-hour shift. And I was a senior person, and he said, and was given the choice, what hours I wanted. And I actually said, I'd rather have the Tuesday through Saturday shift, work Saturdays, because I'd rather have Mondays off than Saturdays. And so, I watched a lot of the trial when that happened. And yeah, that was just a weird thing. Thanks, Jeannie. I'm glad you watch them all, and I appreciate when you rewatch. Oh yeah, bites and stinks, no, definitely. Yeah, these cars might have nitrous in them too. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Robert. The retracing Oswald. The third video has 7.7 thousand video views, which is good. That's I think the next video I have that in terms of views, it's popular in terms of views is probably at 3,000. And I think that was the one where I thanked Jordan for giving a shout out to my channel and pushing me over the 1,000 subscriber mark. I think that was the one somebody was talking about that, I think last week on the live stream where no, my mom was mentioning that one. I was talking to her on the phone, and she had been talking to my cousin's wife, who apparently watches me, and she was talking about the one that she thought was really funny, and turned out to be that one. It was the one where I was speculating why it was that everyone wanted to watch me, and I was questioning, is it because Jordan was saying nice things for me, and I played a clip of Jordan saying on a live stream saying something nice about the video, about my channel, and I said, or was it because I was doing a vacuuming video, and I showed a clip of the vacuum, and that was actually where the slippers joke came in too. I look very happy and well. Yeah, I am. Things are really working out well right now. Um, I'm really grateful that things have worked out this way because it could have been a lot more complicated. Everything is sort of falling into the place here. And I got to be honest with you, I owe a lot of that to you guys. That you guys have really given me the strength because this has been a long year looking for a job, going through all this, and the support that I've gotten from you guys has really kept this even possible. It's kept me going on this. I don't know if I would have stayed a year. I would have gotten probably dispirited. When I kept not getting jobs, that I thought I should get. But it's a positive energy I've drawn off of you guys that have enabled that to happen. So I owe a lot of this to you. Need a good weather app. The one I was showing you a minute ago is called My Radar, and it's a great radar app. I don't really use it for much else. I use just like the Weather Channel app for day to day stuff. But I don't really like using that one on the computer because it's so slow. It takes forever to load the page. It's like being in the '90s again. With dial-up modems and stuff like that. And you click on something and you walk away, go to work for the day, and you come home and it's like, okay, page is loading. I remember the OJ trial too. In fact, or the OJ, the slow Bronco chase, and it turns out that I was living in Placentia at the time, in my apartment, I think, and it turns out that he literally went right by where my house was, because I think he was a part of the path he was on was the 91 freeway, and I think he was like 2 miles, from where I lived, and then he ended up in Brentwood, I think. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate that. Yeah, I love you guys too. I love that. That's not how it's done video. I enjoy those too. They make me laugh. That first, that's not how it's done video. I still put that on from time to time, and that even makes me laugh. That was the one where I walked around the apartment and found the top 5 dumb things in the apartment. Yeah, that still makes me laugh. Have I seen 11/22/63 on Hulu? No, I haven't. Yeah, things are going well for the channel. Now the revenue is down a little bit because I'm only doing 4 videos a week, so I'm not getting quite the views that I would be. But it isn't as important. The revenue isn't as important anymore. I got a job and I can support myself on that. So the videos now are more just things I want to do, and I think that's going to ultimately make them better videos because I have time to focus on the things I enjoy doing. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun when we get into the house and start working on that because there's going to be all sorts of stuff that I need to do or want to do, because I'm probably going to end up painting the inside and maybe the outside, you know, doing a lot of gardening, hopefully, or renovating inside. Oh, yeah, my mom's doing well in her apartment. She's still kind of locked in there. They don't let them out, and so she gets a little stir crazy. But she's safe and she's keeping herself entertained and all that. So Yeah. She was talking the other day. I think she's decided that she's going to get rid of my dad's flat screen TV, and I think she's going to give it to me. And so that's cool. It's a nice TV. Back in the day when he bought it, it was probably like a $10,000 TV, but it's still a really good TV, really quality, great picture, all that. So I'll have to find someplace good to put that. Yeah, I watched the OJ Bronco chase on TV. Like I said, that was how I knew it got so close to where I live. Yeah, I do think Jordan mentioned that. I think maybe he did a vlog on it even. Hey, Angela's here. How you doing, Angela? Also, the address of Nicole's condo would change. Yeah, that tends to happen. When you have like um, when you have like some tragedy like that for you know, the people who come afterwards don't want to have the same address because they don't want the looky loos showing up. I heard that happened to the Roman Polanski house after the Manson murders too. How is that plant that I had growing in the cup? It's still alive. I, yeah. In fact, give me a second. I'll show it to you. It's just in the other. That's right. This is what they call dead air, people. Yeah, this is the plant right here, still alive. I'm really surprised. I put it in soil a while ago, and it's really doing well right now. So I'm very excited that we kept that alive because there's just kind of a cool story about that. I've had that plant for years and years and years. It was something that my mom gave me when I moved out of the house, out of her house the first time, and it was a plant I managed to keep alive even in an apartment because I wasn't the best person to for keeping plants alive. I wasn't good at watering them, and that was the problem. And this should be one of those plants that should be the easiest thing in the world because this is you know a very easy plant to take care of. It doesn't require very much, and like I said, I managed to keep it alive, on some level. And when I got into the house and managed to keep it alive there, I kind of hid it in a part of the yard where it would get sprinkled and get the protection from the sun that it needed, because it's not really an outdoor plant that much. And then when I built the patio cover, I just planted it kind of in the back and just said, okay, you do what you do. Well, it took over in there. It just grew like a weed. And at one point, this is one of those plants that grows a bunch of like, vines, and it'll go vine. And, you have people like put them like in their barber shops or something like that, and it'll just grow along the ledge. And it did that under the patio cover. And I mean, it was growing all over the place. It was taking over the patio cover, not just the plant area, but I actually had it hanging from the ceiling and kind of growing around the ceiling. So that thing stayed alive. And like I said, I cut two leaves off and put it in a glass of water when we moved here. And basically, it stayed in a glass of water for the entire trip here and probably a few months after I moved here. And then I eventually put it in this little pot. And that was really when it really started going well. No, I didn't see Jordan's last live stream. That's cool though. I know he's been following the journey into getting this, and I know he watches the videos at least periodically because every once in a while he'll comment on them. I know that when I posted that I was going to go back to go to 4 days a week vlog, he replied to me and said he thought that was a good move. So he continues to give me good advice, and I continue to take it, and that's where we go. Did I ever watch Pop Watch? I don't even know what that is. They live in Texas too. Yeah, no idea. I guess since the co-star has gone away and is sleeping somewhere else, it's now just the Breck Show. Sorry. Looks like it's doing well. When I get to my new house, so I can plant it in the backyard there. I don't know. I don't know. I may just keep it as an indoor plant. Keep it in the kitchen and let it go from there. The palm trees are good. Yeah, the palm trees are one of the things I want to get put in the ground when they, when I get into the house, and we'll find a perfect place for them because those palm trees now are about to the point where they've outgrown that pot. All three of those palm trees are actually offspring of a palm tree that I had in my backyard in California, and that one was about the size that these are when I got it. So it's time to put them in the ground and let them really go to town. My mom using the Instant Pot. I don't know if she's using it right now because since she's sort of locked in her apartment right now, it makes it a little difficult to get out and get stuff like that. It's more she just kind of has to eat what they provide her. Now, my friend Beth is going over and visiting my mom from time to time. Well, my mom, Beth still can't come into the facility, so they can't really have any direct physical contact. But Beth is kind of, running little errands for my mom, and some of that includes picking up stuff at the grocery store. My mom likes, eating like yogurt, and she likes fruit and stuff like that. And so Beth goes and picks up that kind of stuff for her and delivers it to the home and then, or to her apartment, and then the staff brings it up to her. So on your cell phone, you have Jordan, Jaw, and myself on the screen picture. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. We might do a palm tree vlog. That would be a good one. I mean, you guys have followed that thing from the beginning because I think I showed the palm trees when they were in California, and I've shown them a couple times here. They had a hard year last year, but they're bouncing back nice. I think another year or two they'll do a lot better. I brought the maple tree with me in the car along with this thing, and the maple tree had kind of a tough year last year too, but it's bouncing back really well this year. It's doing very well um, in the Texas weather. So do palm trees do okay in Texas climate? I guess we'll find out. They survived last year. The heat and the humidity shouldn't be a problem. If they get plenty of water, they should be okay. The only thing I think I'd worry about is the extreme cold. But even there, they're pretty hardy. You got to remember those palm trees were inside of a pod for a month and a half, and they did fine. I mean, yeah, they were a little brown coming out, but They bounced back. And I think they're going to be, all three of them are going to be fine. I think I lost the cactus, and that's too bad. And I definitely lost one of the plumerias, but the other one's doing good. So of the, but there's the three palm trees, the maple tree, the cactus, two plumeria. So that's what, seven plants. I lost two of them. Eight plants if you count the clipping. Yeah, yeah. Both California and Texas are kind of desert states. Now, it gets a lot hotter here than it does in California for longer periods of time, but it's also more humid. There's also more rain, but it's also sometimes colder too. I mean, we had snow here this last year. I did a vlog on that where we showed that because that was so unusual. It was just what they call a sprinkling of snow, but it was a lot of fun. It was fun for this Californian who doesn't get to see that very often. But I'm no longer a Californian. I'm a Texan now. Well, yeah, 4 days a week seems like enough for the vlogs. I agree right now, and it's also been good for the channel. One of the things I was starting to lose subscribers. I think because the daily videos of me sitting in the chair talking about work, when you didn't even know what I was doing, people were getting bored with that, and I was like shedding subscribers like crazy. And ever since I went back to the 4 days, I'm getting more views on the videos, and the subscribers are going back up again. So even though I'm not making the money that I was making before, it isn't really as much of an important factor anymore now that I have a real income coming in. Thanks, Ryan Nodal. I'm glad you liked the Immortal 10 vlog. That's one that I've been kind of thinking about for a while, and I just had to figure I had to go back and hit that at some point because I didn't really know that much about it when I stumbled. I knew nothing about it when I stumbled upon it. The first time when I was over at Baylor looking for what Lady and Joy, the Baylor Bears, just kind of stumbled on it. I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, that's kind of interesting. What is it? And then I ended up walking behind it later on and actually found out what it was about. What's the temp in Waco today? Low 80s, I think. Hang on, I'll check. 77. I think it's probably because it's starting to cool off because this rainstorm is starting to kind of blow into the area. I don't know. It should have happened by now, though, but it hasn't. Yeah, it looks like maybe we're past it now. It's too bad. It got really powerful just when it exited the area. Oh, well, missed another one. That's okay. We're supposed to have a bunch of rain coming in next few days, so hopefully we'll get some. Yeah, I remember. In fact, I think I've got a copy of the 11/22/63 novel by Stephen King. I used to read a lot of Stephen King, but I don't read a lot of fiction anymore. Very humid and hot in San Antonio. Yeah, I suppose. You like the one I had on last night? That's cool. Thanks. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, look who's back. Haven't been any kitty treats for a while, have there? That's what it's all about. Your tummy's starting to rumble. Yes, that's what it is, isn't it? Tummy's starting to rumble. Wow, wow. Nothing that good brushing won't help, right? Wow. You had your power knocked out by a storm yesterday in Florida. That must have been some storm. Oh, I love it when people share the word about the vlog. That's cool. Oh, you know what time it is now, right? It's belly rub time. Yes, it is. It's belly rub time. Every time somebody requests a belly rub, we got to give Mike a belly rub. Ah, my buddy. He's not much into being handled, but he'll put up with this for a while. Okay, belly rub over. Having a thunderstorm in Houston. Well, that gives. Let's see. Let's see where we are here. Oh yeah, yeah. Houston's getting pretty nice right now, especially like on the eastern side of this city, or western side of the city. I'm sorry, looking at the map wrong here. Yeah, that's Houston right now. Unfortunately, it looks like most of it's going to move is moving east of me. Let's see, that's Waco right there, and that's what's missing us. Oh well, hopefully we'll get some. Yeah, I've been thinking about maybe doing another call in with my mom. I don't know. There've been some suggestions too that I should bring Beth on. That would be a fun one too, right? But my mom did say she would do it again, and it has been a while because it's been what, a couple months now, I think. Have I been down? I assume you mean downtown since the stores reopened. Um, Last time I was really in the downtown area was when I did the vlog, which was a week or two ago. You thought your hubby thought you were crazy watching a couch all day. Yeah, I know. But that wasn't even really about watching the couch or what was on the video. It was just, I tuned in from time to time during the day, and it was a lot of people that were just on there talking to each other. I was happy to be able to provide that little service. I didn't even leave the videos up. I don't think the videos are even up anymore. I deleted them. Well, I didn't delete them. I just hit them because it's like, it was just whatever. Have I ever seen the documentary Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind? No, I have not. I almost said third kind here. I was like, oh, that's not a documentary. That's a movie. Beth could give a flash report. Well, actually, I'm talking to Beth to maybe figure out a way that we can get some periodic videos because Beth sends, shoots videos and sends them to me periodically, but unfortunately, she texts them to me. And when you take a high definition video and text it, it takes a picture that's this big, and turns it into a picture that's this big. And so you try and blow it back up into a high definition thing, which is what I broadcast. Um, then what ends up happening is you just end up with a really grainy, pixelated image. But I think we're going to try and figure out some way around that. When videos are private, do you put them in a different file on YouTube? No, basically the videos in the same. There's two different categories of videos that they have on YouTube. It's the ones you upload, and then it's the live streams. And you can set them for public, private, or unlisted. And public means everybody can see it. Unlisted means that people can see it, but they have to know what the address is. And then private is basically nobody can see it. But it's the same file. In fact, those two all-day live streams I did, they still exist. All they'd have to do is set them to public again, and they'd be visible again. But yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. With that whole thing. Especially after the first day of it, and seeing how many people were in there all day talking to each other. It's like so many people are like locked up and locked in their houses, and people are generally a sociable group, so we needed to have that social interaction. And when I saw how much of that there was after that first day, I said, you know what, I want to do this again. So I believe in aliens or UFOs. In my case, yes, I do. I can't point to anything I've ever scene that I would say, yeah, that this seals it for me, but I believe that it's out there. And it makes sense, no matter, what your viewpoint of the world is, if you believe that we're monkeys with big brains and we just evolved here, then, why couldn't somebody evolve somewhere else? We look at how much life there is here, and, the possibility that there could be life in some form, on Mars. It could be life in some form on one of the moons of Jupiter. You know, if it happened here, it could happen elsewhere. And if you believe we were created by, that there was a creator that created us, then why would he create a universe? He, she, whatever you want to call the creator. Why would he, she create more universe than we can even see for just us? It makes sense that they probably, create life all over the place. Yeah, I was really glad that we put my dad on that day too. That was a good video. We're really happy to have that. The Bite Nibble been playing with the toys that we got them. Yeah, they do periodically. I did put them, right over there. There's a kitty tree right there, and actually the other toy is right over here. And unfortunately, every time it starts moving, it ends up walking away. But I've seen him play with that a couple times too. So yeah, they play with them. That's right, Angela. It is a mighty big universe. I've heard of the Marfa I've never really thought seriously about vlogging them, primarily because I don't look at myself as like a travel vlogger. It might evolve into that at some point. If I get to the point where I'm still doing this after I retire, and I have maybe you know comfortable amount of money coming in or whatever, then I could do that. But at this point, if I were to do travel vlogs, it'd probably be different from like what Jordan does, because I love like going to national parks, and I wouldn't mind like going to different national parks. And I think that started with my parents, because when we were kids, my parents used to for family vacations every year, we'd go and visit national parks. And so I've seen a lot of them in there. I've been to Yellowstone, I've been to Yosemite, I've been to Grand Tetons, to Mount Rainier, to Grand Canyon. Did I say that? Probably. Crater Lake, a bunch of these places, and I really enjoyed visiting them. And now that I'm more of a geology wonk, it would be even more fun, I think. Oh, I just heard what sounded like thunder. I'm actually going to open the window so we can hear it if we get some thunder out of this. Because I'm trying to get it to be cooler in here anyway, and the temperature is definitely dropping outside. I think I said it was 77 or 78 a few minutes ago. I just looked at it, 74 now. So, yeah, maybe we'll get a little thunder activity here. That'd be fun. I miss doing restaurant vlogs. Yeah, they're kind of fun, but that was sort of almost kind of winding down a little bit anyway because I'd done most of the restaurants, and if I were going to do it, I'd have to go and like hit the same places again here. Ever think about vlogging the inside of churches? I did one church where I went inside. I think it was the one where I did a restaurant vlog for the place called 900 Degrees Pizza. And I think I found a church on the way home that day, and it ended up turned out to be open. The pastor saw me and saw me coming in and kind of welcomed me in, let me look around. That was a nice church, but don't really do a whole lot of that. That's not necessarily my thing. What's my favorite place to eat since I've been here? I like a couple of little burger places that I've been to. The Double R Burger was really good. What was the other one? It was the one that Elvis used to eat at. I don't know. Let me see if I can find it on the map here. Got cat hair all over my phone here. Bush's Chicken. No, it's definitely not that. Yeah, there's the Double R Burger. And there was another burger place here. Shirley's Pizza Shack. We went there. That was kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but it was good too. It was that place that it was that little teeny tiny place that Elvis used to go to. Yeah, well, like I said, it looks really stormy out there right now, and I did hear a little bit of thunder, but like I said, I think we're kind of missing it. You can hear the shutters or the blinds rattling in the wind because it's windy out there. So just get that so they're quiet here. That's usually how you shut that up. Yeah, chase Bite away again. Sorry, Bite. Yeah, the cats. Well, the cats freak out kind of whenever any noise happens. They don't really like noisy things. So when it is thunder, they tend to run upstairs to their room. But even like when the weather radio goes off, it starts off with a loud kind of alert tone, similar to the one that you get when you get a like an Amber Alert on your phone. Sorry, you missed my vlogs for the last couple of weeks. Well, they're still up. You can still watch them. I had a dog when I was a kid who hated thunder too. He would panic whenever he did it, and he would like start chewing on the dry or chewing on the two by fours on the inside of the garage. And he pushed his way out of the garage door. He could actually open up the garage door enough that he could get out and he'd go off running. That was actually how we found him originally. He was a stray that ran off in a thunderstorm and ended up in our front yard. We took him to the pound in the hopes that somebody would adopt him, but they never claimed him, so we did. St. Helens had its anniversary on May 18th. I didn't know that. I remember Mount St. Helens because I was in California at the time, and we had like ash raining down on us. I was gonna try and figure out what fryer sheets are. Cups. Thank you, Jason. That's what the other place was called. Cups Burgers. Yeah, that was it. That place was amazing. I understand why. And I ordered the burger that Elvis used to order all the time. Let's go look at some houses soon, very soon. The sooner I can get in contact with a realtor here in California, the faster we'll be able to get going on that. So yeah, I want to do that too. I'm ready to get out of this dump. Oh, I thought Fryer Sheets was funnier, Diane. Was it Chewy's restaurant? No, it was Cups. I have actually seen Chewy's, and I've been thinking about going there. Yeah, looks like this rainstorm just kind of missed us. Yeah, I would have been concerned about anybody living in Aberdeen when Mount St. Helens went off too. Yeah, my dog didn't like the fireworks either. We always, whenever there was a thunderstorm. Fortunately, there weren't a lot of those in California, but whenever there were, we had to have him in the house. And also for on Fourth of July, we had to have him in the house. He would just because he would just panic. But he was a stray. We got him when he was 3.5 years old, and I don't know what happened to him before that, but he was the most timid, loving dog you've ever seen in your life. He wouldn't snap at you. He wouldn't do anything. What's for lunch? Probably nothing. I don't usually eat lunch. Hey, bye. How you, buddy? You over there sleeping by the stairs? What's for dinner? I haven't decided that yet. I don't know. I guess it depends on what the weather does. I don't know. I still got a little bit of that macaroni stuff that I did a couple weeks ago with the tomato sauce and the meat. I might just finish that off. That's the beauty, you remember I doubled that recipe when I cooked that, and so I had a lot that went in the freezer. You're watching me while you're eating dinner one night, and I was talking about my glasses fogging up. Yeah, I don't know if that would help in this case. This is just one of those things I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with. The problem is when I'm at work, we're still wearing the face masks, and I don't have a problem when I'm like this, but when I have the glasses on, if my glasses are up at the top of my nose and the tip of the mask is below my glasses, then whenever I exhale, it fogs up my glasses. Now, what I end up doing is doing more like this so that the tip of the mask is over the glasses, or the glasses are sitting on top of the mask, but that helps a little bit. But I don't know. We always used, my dad used to always joke to my sister about wearing his glasses like this, and it always used to bug her when he did that. So I don't want to, I don't know. That's kind of annoying to do it anyway too, because it's barely hanging on your ears at this point. So you tip down too much and your glasses fall off. So I don't know. If this continues for too much longer, I might actually have to get a pair of glasses that have a longer the longer arms here so that they could ride down on the tip of my nose so I can do that. Bite is back. Yes, he is. There's the hero. Want to see him stick his head in the jar again? That's always kind of funny. One of these days, I'm going to put some crazy glue along the inside here, and then we'll see what happens. And then the fun will really begin. Yeah, I've heard the spitting on the lenses trick for when you're wearing a mask and you're diving and stuff like that. I don't know if that would necessarily be as appropriate wearing glasses at the office. So there's got to be something that somebody makes so that'll prevent them from fogging up. I've been even thinking making like a small fan on each one of my glasses and blowing across the lens. Okay, both the kitties are kind of back now, so that one's for you. That one's for you. And Nibble ran away. Come on, that's not even for you, man. That's for Nibble. And then you bite my finger again. What is it with you, huh? You're a menace. Why am I having to wear a mask? Am I doing carpenter work? No, it's just I'm really ugly, and they want to not scare the women. Yeah, I do have to wear a mask at work. I'm not a fan of it, and best thing that happens every day is at the end of the day when I can take that thing off and throw it away. If I can figure out the fan thing on the glasses, let her know. Yeah, yeah, if I can. Well, if I can, I'll sell them, make a million. Very useful right now because everyone I know who wears glasses has that problem. Yeah, I don't know. I would guess I'd probably want to go talk to somebody specifically who knows about glasses before I start, trying to mess around with something that might damage them. People are talking about stuff you can spray on your car windshield, and I would be a little concerned about that because the car windshield is actually glass, and this is polycarbonate. So I don't know. Sometimes some of those things can damage plastic that, that works fine on glass. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Yeah, the jar is getting low, but that just means that the bite's got to stick his head in there further to get anything. It's not so bad yet that he's trying to grab his paws in there and grab it that way. Can I wear contact lenses? I have thought about that. Although honestly, the idea of sticking something in my eye doesn't sound very appealing to me. Now, I don't know, maybe it's just one of those things you have to get used to, but I'm also kind of getting to the point in my life where I'm going to probably have to get glasses for more than just reading. I've noticed recently that long off distance stuff is getting a little harder to read. So I'm probably gonna have to go out and get some regular everyday glasses now. So far, I just got to do these for reading. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate that. Some more for the kitty treats. Yeah, because these guys are starving to death. So yeah, they really need every bit right now. Especially that one right there. You can just tell he's starving to death. That's another good point, Angela. I would bet you though that if it went to like a place that does glasses, I bet you that if there's something out there, they'd know what it would be. Does your nose start to itch when you put the mask on? Yeah, sometimes. The problem with contact lenses, though, if I'm going to get to the point where I need them both for reading and for seeing at distance, I'm going to probably have to go with like bifocals or something like that. And I don't think they make bifocals for contact lenses. Yeah, I think I think a lot of the people using the masks. I think it's an overreaction. I'm still kind of in that camp. Like I said, I don't wear masks when I'm away from work. When I go out in public, okay, I'll try and keep my social distancing, but whatever. How long do I live in California? All my life, so uh, about 55 years. Yeah, we just crossed the 1 year mark about a week or two ago when Jordan and I arrived here the first time. Well, there's definitely a point to that, DN, about not wearing a mask, because, we aren't protecting ourselves from the disease. All we're doing is delaying the inevitable. The disease is out there. And if we sit and hide in our house now, when we come back, we'll just get it then. It's not like, oh, the disease is only dangerous for a while and then it ceases to be dangerous. No, the only real protection against this is herd immunity. And that means we just got to get out there and build it into our DNA here so that we're all immune from it. We're still talking about a disease that has a 99.97% survival rate. Or actually, now survival rate implies that the people that get it versus the people that don't. It has about a 98% survival rate because if you get it, it's 98% chance you're going to survive it. But for most of us out there that don't even get it, your chances of dying of it are 0.02%. Because you compare the number of people who've actually died from it to the number of people there are in the United States. And of course, obviously, that's what I'm working on. I'm an American, so I'm using America as the example, but it's pretty much the same everywhere else in the world too. There's a few places where it's hitting a little harder, but it isn't really that big of a disease. I think we totally overreacted to this. Makes you wonder what's going to happen if we have a real pandemic killing 30 or 40% of the population. I don't know how much crazier we could get. That's another good point, Angela. There's healthy bacteria that we need to survive, and there's also bacteria that we just need to build up an immunity towards. And when we sit and hide in our house, all we're doing is making ourselves more vulnerable. Yeah, well, I've heard of that too, and about the hairdresser who got like a bunch of her customers sick. But once again, you know what? That's sort of what needs to happen. And you're right. A second wave may come in November, and you know what? You know we'll have to see what happens. But like I said, the disease is here now. It's not something that's going to be here and it's going to go away in 2 months, and then we don't have to worry about it again. And we can't stay hidden in our houses for the rest of our lives. Well, that's another part of it, Angela. On average, the flu kills between 20 and 60,000 people every year. And so, you know, okay, 100,000, it's a little bit more than the flu, but, you know, we were making, big deal out of this when it was, just a few thousand people dead of it. So, I don't know. We got to get smarter about this. Yeah, and that's something else we know about this, and Shirley brings it up. She needs to do that because the thing that the people that are most vulnerable to this are the elderly and people with compromised immune systems. And so that's the way you deal with that. You let the rest of us build up our herd immunity, and let's protect the people who are truly vulnerable. Thanks. I'm glad you're congratulating me on being a Texan. I'm very happy here. They have monovision and contacts, so that they'll allow you to both read and see at distance. See, that's the problem. You generally you need the bifocals, but then again, I haven't really researched glasses a whole lot, so I have heard that they have these ones that they don't have the line between the long distance and the short distance glasses, and so maybe I'll find something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something about that soon now. Yeah, I've never been one of those to go out to get the flu vaccines. I let my body fight it off. Yeah, well, I know, but a death is always going to be more serious to the people who face it. You get struck by lightning, that's and killed by lightning. It's pretty serious for you and your family, but that doesn't mean we all go hide in our house. It's the truth is we all just got to face this, and we got to deal with the fact that we need to build up the herd immunity, and then it won't be an issue anymore. Yeah, and that's the choice. That's the choice you have to make. If you feel you need to wear a mask, then wear a mask. Um, I hear about Colonel Allen West motorcycle accident in Waco last night. Yeah, I did actually. I saw it this morning. Actually, because they were doing like a freedom ride yesterday from, I don't know, somewhere just outside of Dallas down to Austin uh, on motorcycles coming right down the 35. And I saw that yesterday. And so when I saw this morning on Facebook that he'd been in an accident, I said, "Oh, I wonder if that was in the ride." And apparently it was. Well, it wasn't during the ride. It was him coming back after the ride. And I guess a car, you know, merged in front of him, and the bike in front of him jammed on the brakes. And Alan West did. I met that guy a few weeks ago. I don't know. Do I have a picture in here of him? Not that one. Not that one. I had to pull it off. Yeah, it wasn't that far back. That's Christmas here. Well, I did. I met him. I have a photo with him. Yeah, really nice guy. Really guy. I heard he was in town. I've kind of been a fan of his for a while, and so I decided. And actually, I heard he was going to be doing like a talk in a town like 20 minutes from here. I'd planned to go there, and then a week or so later, I heard, oh, he's going to be here in Waco. I said, oh man, I gotta go. I gotta go. Got to go get a picture, got to go meet him. And he was fascinating to talk to. In fact, I talked to him a little bit before he got it up and did his speech. And it was kind of fun when he was doing his speech. He mentioned me a couple of times in the speech and mentioned that I'd come from California and come to Texas and all that fun stuff. So he was a very nice guy. I was glad to meet him. I hope he does well. I mean, they sent him home. I guess he had a couple broken bones, a concussion, and some contusions, but they sent him home, so I think he's fine. Keeping my thoughts with him though, because he's a good guy. Oh, were you part of the ride down to Austin yesterday, or did you just meet him there? Okay, you met him there. Because like I said, I was just reading on Facebook yesterday about the ride, and the ride was they were going to start uh, up near Dallas, come down the 35. They were actually going to stop at a gas station. I know exactly where it is in Waco to refuel, and then continue back down to Austin and go to the governor's mansion and you know talk there. Or do a meetup there, and then I guess he was on his way back when it happened. Yeah, I can't wait to start getting into the house hunting vlogs too. I'm ready. I'm so totally ready. So yeah, I've got my list all made out of the things that I want on the in a house, and I know how much money I want to spend. I know kind of where I want to be. So it's just a matter of doing it now. Anyway, we've been going for a couple hours now, so I think I'm going to probably pull the plug on this because I got to go out and do a vlog for today, and I'm hope I don't get rained on. So thanks everyone for stopping in. Appreciate that, and I'll see you next time we do a live stream. Good night, everyone.